What's happening, everyone? I am Candice Evans, and I am your host of the Hoops and Chill podcast. Today concluded the WNBA Finals, which featured the GOAT, Diana Taurasi, and the Phoenix Mercury, taking on Candice Parker and the Chicago Sky. That matchup ended up being about the Sky's Kalia Copper and the Mercury's Brittany Griner, and Copper got the best of that matchup. The Sky took their first championship in franchise history, and it was actually a much needed championship victory, even though I am a big time Mercury fan. That win signaled the passing of a baton. The past 10 years, we've had the same faces dominating the league, and even when a new face rises, they've been overshadowed by the triumph of a heavily established player. Last year was the year of Asia Wilson until the finals rolled around, and the headlines were praising Sue Bird for winning a WNBA record 4 championships with the same franchise. When Maya Moore was running the league, she had the help, and help is an understatement, of established vets like Simone Augustus and Lindsay Whaling. Diana Taurasi is a consistent assassin who has ended the runs of many up-and-coming teams. This year, sending Asia Wilson and the stacked Aces home in a rather shocking upset. So today was something that the league needed. Yes, the Sky had Parker, who's literally a top 10 player all time. Like, Candice is that chick. I feel like everyone knows. Adidas made sure we know with their new commercial that airs like every 5 seconds. But Candice Parker didn't carry that team. She wasn't even a part of the big three. Instead, it was Kalia Copper and Allie Quigley and Courtney Vandersloot. The finals were dominated by non-household names, showing that there is a much wider pool of players to be marketed, and honestly, that is so refreshing for the league because they needed that. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to someone who can very well be a new face in the WNBA here rather than later. This person was a 2-time South League Player of the Year for Liberty High School in Las Vegas, averaging a double-double, 18 points, 10 rebounds. She led her team to 4 straight regional championships and a state championship game appearance in 2018. Before committing to Utah University and earning Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. She transferred from Utah to Kentucky, where she was a catalyst in the team's NCAA March Madness run and is expected to be a main contributor to the upcoming season, where the Wildcats are ranked 14th in the ESPN preseason poll. Above all, this is someone I grew up with, played AAU basketball with for many years, and consider family. It is my pleasure to introduce Dreuna Edwards. Dre, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you. So I know you really well, but I want everyone else to get to know you because you're like great. So where'd you grow up and what got you into basketball?
I grew up in California, close to where you from, LA. I started playing basketball, I got a lot of siblings. So my older siblings played basketball, but I didn't really get into it until I watched my older cousin, who was a girl. She started playing. And I was like, Mom, I want to play basketball, And so she put me on like a rec team. And it turns out I was actually really good. So she told my dad about me, and then he put me on to AAU travel ball.
Okay. So what was the moment you realized like you wanted to do this game for the rest of your life?
Honestly, really, as soon as I stepped on the court, I fell in love because before I wanted to play basketball, I wanted to be a cheerleader. So that's kind of surprising, but I did. And once I stepped on the court, it was just something I loved to do, and it was always fun.
So how do you think club basketball shaped the player and person you are today?
I would say it made me remain humble, because at times my team was really good. So we was playing in, the older leagues and things like that. And there was at times where we lost games. And it just reminded me to remain humble at all times, because it doesn't matter at times about the L's, it's about the lessons learned.
So we're going to dive into Act 2. We're just going to talk about your college career and your identity. So to start, you're Black, but you decided to go. What went into that decision?
Really, I was looking at it more so as a way to get me somewhere else. Utah was one of my biggest offers because they're in the Pac-12. So I knew that if I went there and got my name out there, that I would be able to go somewhere else that would help me get to the WNBA.
Definitely. You got Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. That was my biggest.
Right.
Yeah, my friend. Y'all can never.
Right. They can.
Yeah. So what lessons did you learn in Utah? Because clearly it's a different culture than what you grew around.
Lessons I learned just even though in uncomfortable situations, still like put yourself out there, because it was at times where I didn't want to go out or I didn't want to hang out with people because I just felt like they weren't me and who I was. But once I started like, going out to school events and hanging out with people, it was actually like better than I thought, and it made my experience a lot better.
Okay, going from Utah, then you decide to go to Kentucky. What went into that decision? Because that is another rural area, I may say.
Right. Okay, so for starters, my team is almost all Black. So that's like a great thing. I hang out with them like 24/7. I'm always around them. So they definitely made me feel at home and made me feel like family. But also, like I said, family is a big part of why I left Utah. They weren't as home as I thought it would be. So when I came here, it was like a home away from home. I get to talk to the coaches whenever. Like sometimes I don't look at them as my coaches. Like at times when we're having conversations, just because like they're so comfortable and we're so comfortable with each other. And then with my teammates, we have a great family aspect and we all get along really well. So that played a big part as well.
When you first committed to Kentucky, Coach Matthew was the head coach. He, at least to the public, abruptly retired, left. And then you left Kyra Elzy as your head coach. What was that process like for you?
Okay, so we came into practice and Elsie called like a team meeting. Like as soon as practice started, we all huddled up and everything. And she was just like, okay, so Mitchell is retiring. It was like a very sad moment for us because a lot of people that was there at the time, they played with Mitchell. They really signed under him. I never actually got to play under him because I was injured, but it was a sad moment for everybody. A lot of people, it was like all at once, like it just happened out of nowhere. So it was very like surprising. But I would say I did have faith in Kyra Elsie only because she was his wingman, his wingwoman. She was there all the time doing everything with him. So I knew that she would be able to step into the shoes, fulfill his shoes and stuff like that. So
Coach Elzy is one of the few Black female head coaches in NCAA women's basketball. You see having someone that looks like you as your head coach a plus?
Yes, most definitely. I brag about that all the time, only because it's like you said, it's not a lot of Black women in coaches in the NCAA. So I always brag about that. Like, yeah, girl, like my coach is Black. Like, I don't know, like that's just something that we love to hear, we love to see, because it's like now she's giving us hope. Future young Black women giving everybody hope. Like, and it's just a step forward, like in life in general.
I love that. Yes, we love to see it.
Right.
I know one of your AAU coaches was a Black woman. Did that have any effect on you as you went into these different spaces in high school, college? Was your experience with Coach Crystal, like, did that help shape you? And you see that when you're with Coach Elzy?
Most definitely. I brag about Coach Crystal all the time. I'll be like, that's my coach, that's my girl, that's my mentor. Like I always brag about her. She's definitely shaped me and molded me in so many different ways. She's taught me discipline for sure. Like, and she just taught me to like go get it at all times, and I've carried that throughout like my whole entire life. I always think about it like, well, if Coach Crystal would see this right now, like what would she say, or what would she do, or how would she think? Like, so I'm always like thinking about that and brag about that all the time. I definitely think that has helped me and it kept me going.
You really just threw out a what would Jesus do with Crystal. That's what you just threw out a what would Jesus do with Crystal. What would Coach Crystal?
But for real though, I be thinking that all the time, like, well, dang, like, or even like basketball wise, like, I'll be like, dang, like, if Coach see me playing like this, what would she say? She'd be mad. Get on the line. Go do this. Go do that. So I just be thinking about that all the time.
Man, that's trauma. Get on the line.
Man.
That's trauma. Like, yikes. Okay. On a heavier note, you were in Kentucky prepping for your first season on the court when the pandemic hit and the world was just engulfed into the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor cases. The latter actually taking place in the state of Kentucky. As a representing the Kentucky University, how did you feel seeing that case unfold?
Well, okay, so it was like so like heartbreaking. It was like so many emotions at once. I was sad, I was mad, I was frustrated, I was like, it was crazy. Like I had so many different emotions running through my head, but just seeing it fold and play out here at first, it was really hard because we don't have like a lot of Black people, but once it was actually like amazing because once that happened, you could see like so many different Black people and minority students that are actually here that we don't see, like it's majority white people. So walking through campus, you're only seeing white people most of the time. So seeing everybody come together, it was actually like real amazing. But I would say it didn't really like hit me until because I didn't go to a like a riot or whatever out here in Kentucky. I didn't go until I went back home after the pandemic. I went to Vegas, and what happened? I went to a march, and they're marching down the strip. And as we're going down the strip, we made it down one way. We're coming back, and I see police flying, like passing us, and they end up blocking us off. So what happened was police started coming out. They had the National Guard out there, snatching people, throwing people against the cars. Like it was crazy. And at a moment, I had made eye contact with the National Guard, and I'm staring at him like, what are you gonna do to me? Like, what are you gonna do? I'm running, I'm trying to run. Like, what are you gonna do? So he ended up like it was the person that ran in front of me. So he ended up grabbing him. So I was able to like get away. But throughout that whole situation, what ended up happening, Black person shot an officer in the head. It was like so much going on, like it was crazy. But just to realize like if this is happening like this in Nevada, imagine what's happening in Kentucky and in Louisville where everything really went down. It was like it was so crazy, so many different emotions. I couldn't even grasp it all.
Did the university offer any support for their African American students during that time?
Yes, they did. And especially athletics. I can't speak as much for the university in general because I work with, student athletes and stuff, but they definitely had a lot of resources and they was offering counseling all the time. And like, if you need time off, you can take time off. Like they were definitely very lenient when it came to this situation. So that was a good thing for sure. I definitely felt supported and needed.
Okay. That's good. Because I know a lot of universities did not do that. So that's good to hear.
Right.
Especially since y'all were in the state all this time.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is LGBTQ History Month. Okay. As in community, how do you feel the game of basketball, specifically on the women's side, intersects with the LGBTQ plight?
Okay. I would just say, it's actually I would say like 50-50 maybe when it comes to LGBTQ and women's basketball. So I would say, let me give an example. I think they do take care of like LGBTQ women. Like it's a girl in the WNBA. I can't think of her name right now, but she's considering herself like a trans woman. She has no boobs. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like
her name's Laisha Clarity.
Yes, her. I feel like more so the WNBA is more so supportive towards it. I feel like from a fan standpoint though, it's like sometimes you hear more from what the fans think than more so what the WNBA thinks. So it's like a 50-50 with the fans as well because there's some people who's very supportive of it. But then as you know, like how the world is, there's a lot of people who are against it and they think that is wrong. And that's a very big topic and subject like that we talk about all the time. I talk about that with my coaches at times and stuff like that. So
do you feel that players who outwardly identify within the community suffer in their marketing? Do you feel like the marketing agencies value players once they come out?
Yes and no, because at times there are markets where they're like, well, we don't want that type of person or that type of woman to be, in our business because a lot of people don't support her. But then there are markets where it's like we don't care who they are as what they identify as. We care about them as a person. So I feel like it's really like I said, 50-50 when it comes to that as well, just because you never really know what you're gonna get. Just because you never really know how people truly feel sometimes. And like they may say like, oh yeah, we accept it, but we're not going to have you in our business. So then it's like, do you really accept it or not? You know what I'm saying?
I do. I always think about Sue Bird. When she first came out, we stopped seeing her as much on ESPN. And then when we did like tied with Megan Rapinoe, it's almost as if like if it wasn't, we're not talking about her relationship or the WNBA, we're not going to see her. And at first they were having NBA countdown. the NBA stuff, and I felt like she was removed after she came out, and that's not right in my opinion.
Yeah, most definitely not right. I definitely feel you on that because I think about that too. Like, dang, where did she go? Like, what happened? Like, and the only time I seen her was when she was with her wife, or it had to do something with her relationship. And it's never just like, oh, well, Sue Bird did this, or it's always Sue Bird and Megan, or Sue Bird and this. And it's never just about her anymore.
So, do you ever feel that you have to conform to fit into the traditional culture norms?
I say no, only because of me as a person. I just feel like if you're not going to accept me or you're not going to accept me, like that's on you. Because I know that I'm genuinely like a good person, and when people accept me for who I am and they get to know me and stuff, they love me. So if you can't get over the fact that I am a part of the LGBTQ community, then you don't need to be a part of me or in my life, you know? Yeah.
Urban today, yes. So when did you feel comfortable coming out publicly, or did you ever like specifically just come out?
Okay, so specifically, so in high school, like everyone knew pretty much besides my family. That was like a big thing for me. But once I came out to my parents, I didn't really care anymore. I came out to them like junior/senior year of high school, but I didn't really like come out to the world until I got to college and I realized like this is who I am and I can't change me, because it was a moment in high school where I used to beat myself up like, dang, like why are you like this, or why you can't just, be like everybody else and be normal. And it got to a point where I was really sad, but then I realized like once I got to college, I was like, well, this is who I am. Like, can't nobody change me. Like, I'm still the same person. I just like women, like it's either you gonna like me or you're not. And once I had that mindset, it was no going back.
So how can Kentucky supporters and sports fans in general support you and other athletes within the LGBTQ community?
Really just by letting us be us and not expecting us to be something, I guess, like act like something we're not, just let us be who we are. I would say like, okay, so my teammate has a girlfriend or whatever, and we were at Big Blue Madness and stuff, and the girlfriend was like asking her like, oh, like, are you gonna kiss me like in front of all these people? And she's like, if they don't know that I'm gay or they don't know that I like women, like that's on them. Like that has nothing to do with me. And I feel the same way. Like at the end of the day, like it's either you know or you don't. I'm not hiding it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Okay, so we're in our last act. We're just gonna chill out. So to start, who's your favorite NBA player and why?
Recently, I might sound cliche and stuff, but LeBron, he's cold. Like, I'm sorry. I like your eye roll, but he's cold. Like, he just does it all. Like, I don't know. It's just he's something different. And I know a lot of people hate on him, but they hate because he's so good,
Who's your favorite WNBA player?
Candice Parker, you know how that goes. She just got that dub. Yes. She knew what she was doing. Chi-Town.
Oh, Raggedy Chicago. Hated night over there. It's ugly. So, okay. So this could be men or woman. Who is your basketball comparison? Who's your comp? Whose game do you feel you emulate?
I never really thought about this, but I'm going to just go off what people tell me all the time. A lot of people say I remind them of Draymond Green. Who else do they say? They say, listen, I don't really be listening to this stuff. I don't know. Who would you compare me to?
Who would I compare you to? Honestly, you give me Sean Kemp.
Who?
Sean Kemp.
Okay.
Athletic, can handle it, post up, passing.
Exactly. Okay, I appreciate that. No, that's love right there.
I'm a Warriors fan, but I will say, Drake, you actually, if you were on the court against Memphis, we'd have been in the playoffs. That man blew that floater, and I'm like, sir.
Wow. Yeah, that is facts though. That is facts.
We'd have made that floater.
And I know you was mad.
Well, let me tell you how depressed I was. I had ordered eggs from Roscoe, 7 eggs from Roscoe's chicken apples, and I sat there and ate the eggs in a bowl.
Oh my God.
At 11 at night.
Sitting there saying like, are you for real right now?
People calling me, I'm being mean to people for no reason. They're like, what happened to your Warriors? The same thing that happened to you out of the womb. I don't know.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. You were hot. Didn't want to hear nothing.
Yesterday. No, I'm a sore loser.
Yeah. I know. It's okay. It's okay. That's hilarious.
I have to co-sign that. Dang. So, what are your thoughts on this NBA vaccine saga? You know, Kyrie Irving is refusing to get vaccinated, ends up saying that he shouldn't have to be forced. Andrew Wiggins got vaccinated after it being clear he was going to not make money. Bradley Beal had COVID twice and admitted that he lost his taste and smell, but also said nothing would happen to him, that he didn't get sick.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this?
You can't really force nobody to get no vaccine, like at the end of the day, like, and I feel like they're really just blowing it over the top, and they're only doing it because it's Kyrie Irving and they know like his name is real big, you know what I'm saying? So they're trying to blow it out of proportion, like for no reason. And they know like who he is, like is gonna back down. Like they know that. Like so he's gonna stand for what he believes in. Like he got all this bread already. Like he not tripping right now, you know what I'm saying? So he like, okay, like I could wait it out just like y'all could wait it out. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's his mindset. So
that is his mindset. I guess for me, part of me, I do understand that it is a person's choice. It's your body, your choice. But in the same sense, when it's your employer, they can choose if they want to keep you employed. It goes hand in hand.
That's true.
So it's almost like the Ben Simmons thing. Like, yes, Ben, I'm not one of those people like NBA players should not have a choice where they work. Everyone gets to choose where they work, but there are also consequences. So if you don't want to work, you don't get paid. Have fun sitting at home. Like Kyrie, I respect Kyrie because he's not one of those playing like if I don't get paid, I'm gonna be upset. He's okay with it. And I respect that. Then you have some players like I still want to get paid. Andrew Wiggins didn't want to lose money. It's like, sir, if you choose not to play in 41 games, you're not going to get paid. That's my but yeah, it's a lot smoother. So why do you feel like it's been smoother on the WNBA side than the NBA?
Honestly, I really don't know because I feel like that's like an inside thing, but like I really don't know. That's a good question though. Like that's something I want to know. Like honestly.
Personally, I just look at it. The WNBA as a league have better cohesion amongst each other. Even when
that's facts.
When they went into the bubble and they were deciding their protest, they were all able to like sit down. Did you watch the documentary, The 144, on ESPN?
No.
Gotta see it. It chronicles everything that happened in the bubble when they came up with the protest that the NBA copied. When they decided to walk out, when they decided to wear the shirts with the bullet holes representing Jacob Blake, and they just sit down. These women will get their laptops out and be like, "Okay, what are we doing?" Like they would solve all the world's problems if we let them. So I feel like they have more. It's less egos, and of course, everyone has an ego. If you're good at anything, you gotta have an ego. I'm not saying they don't have egos. I'm just saying they push it to the side.
When it's time to come together.
Yes, and I'm not trying to bash on the other gender, but I don't know. I'm just saying we're better.
We are facts, and that's big facts.
Like I don't know. WNBA needs more credit. There's also WNBA.
Right.
They crowned a GOAT. Say
that again.
They crowned Diana Taurasi as the GOAT. What are your thoughts on that? There's some people who feel like they should not have even done that. That's not the league's job.
Well, honestly, I mean it's well deserved. I'm not gonna take nothing away from her. You know, she is well deserved, but you know, I'm not gonna say too much because that's your girl. You know, I'm Candice Parker all day. You know how that goes. So you know, I'm not gonna say too much, but it's okay. I respect it though. It's love right there because if it wasn't her, then I would have something to say. But it's the fact that it's her is cool. I'm gonna let it slide. It's cool.
Do you ever see yourself being in the WNBA?
Most definitely. You know, I got this year, next year. Well, technically, if I use my COVID year, I still have 2 years left after this one. But I most definitely see myself in the league. That's my goal. My goal really is to be top 10, top 5 in the draft. So, you know, I'm pushing towards that, working hard. So that's definitely a dream of mine. I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay, we're calling it right now. Lottery pick.
Right. That's me.
What are they gonna say? What are they gonna say? Are they gonna say out of Las Vegas or out of LA?
I want them to say out of LA. But since I went to school in Vegas, like everybody be saying Vegas, and it really be hurting my heart sometimes. It really do. But when they ask me personally, I say I'm from Cali all day, Cali all day.
I love
But
that.
on the announcements, they be like from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I be like, ugh.
So
I be saying,
speaking of being from LA, you had a killer first season at Kentucky, but you also debuted as a rapper. Where the hell did that come from?
you know, so like in high school, I used to rap, do like the little 10 toes challenge and stuff like that. But I never really like started rapping until I came to Kentucky. I had a friend who was like, he was trying to become a, what was he doing? I don't even know. He was making his own studio and stuff. So he told me to come over there one day, and I'm sitting there rapping, and I made a song, and I'm like, okay, now that I'm looking at it, it was bad. But at the time, like, it was pretty good. And I'm like, dang, like, I low-key could do this. So it was just something I could do outside of basketball in school that kept me cool. It was like my self-care routine. I just, let me go rap, let me go chill, write poems, stuff like that. And then now I enjoy doing it. Like, it's a big hobby of mine. So,
Okay. What role does rap play in your life?
I would say like it's a safe space. Like I said, it's an outlet from whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed or anything. Like I can just go right and it relieves me, and it releases that negative energy or anything that I'm feeling that I don't want to feel. It releases that.
Okay. So I know, yeah, you grew up in South Central Los Angeles. Your siblings went to the Crenshaw High School.
Mm-hmm.
I know you post a lot of that Nipsey Hussle stuff.
Right.
What role does the influence of Nipsey Hussle play in your rap career and honestly in your life?
Man, Nipsey was the GOAT. I'm gonna be real with you. He was the GOAT for real. And he plays a big part of me because okay, so when he passed away, it hit me like dang, like he had so much going for himself and he was only in his 30s. Like it was crazy. Like, and people didn't realize like he was much more than a rapper. He was doing so many things inside the community that they couldn't see. And until he passed away, like that came out, but it made me realize like it don't matter what the world sees of you, like the real one's gonna know what you've been doing from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, that played a big part. And he's amazing. Like I have a poster right here. I have another poster over there. I have another poster over there. Like it's crazy how much he really influenced me. And I still look at him. I watch interviews of him all the time. Like he was just like such like so intelligent. Like everything he says, I don't know, it's just like I feel like it's wisdom all the time. Like I don't know, maybe the way he speaks is like so poetic, but it's crazy.
I know when he first was murdered, Russell Westbrook had a 2020 game. And since this is a podcast with a Christian university, we will not talk about what that means when he said, you know what 2020 equals. But me, no. How do you feel about Russell coming to the Lakers and everything that a championship with Russell Westbrook and the Lakers could mean for the city of Los Angeles?
Hey, if we get that championship, that's gonna be crazy. You already know, like LA fans is die hard, like they die hard, so it's gonna go crazy. Like I'm so excited to see what's happening, and I don't know, like that's really super exciting to even think about. But it's gonna, oh my gosh, like if that happened, the world, LA's gonna go stupid. Like it's gonna be so crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move. Cause
Yeah, probably.
y'all don't know how to act when your Lakers win.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They go crazy.
Yeah, with Russell, hometown hero, that would be insane.
What? Yeah, they is. I don't even know. I can't even imagine what they're gonna do. Like they crazy. So imagine that. Like
Yeah, they did
times 10.
2020 when the Lakers and Dodgers won. They were out here. It was damn near a riot for no reason. I was like, why are y'all throwing stuff?
Like, why are y'all throwing stuff? We won. I'm confused. Like,
I'm saying y'all like I'm not from here. I'm like, y'all crazy.
right. That's funny. That's hilarious. I peeped it. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Warriors fan. I've only been to the Bay like 3 times when I'm from the Bay.
And that's crazy. And that's so crazy to me.
So before we go, I have to ask, who do you have winning the NBA title this year?
We just talked about him. We just talked about him.
You got the
LA Lakers, baby.
have the Lakers. Genuinely,
Yes, all day. All day. 24-8 Lakers all day. Die hard.
And the numerology.
You have it in your heart that the Warriors going.
No, I have the Nets.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I give you that.
I'm not delusional.
I give you that.
I know.
I give you that.
Old and hurt. I know. But
wow. But guess what? It's Lakers all day. I don't care.
Okay. It's gonna be a cold day in hell, but you called it. I don't even say we. You called it here. Lakers 2022 NBA champions. Damn, we're old. 2022.
Yeah, we getting old. Oh my gosh.
It's ugly.
Wow, that's crazy. 2022.
Wow.
Remember when it was 2012?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Watching videos for how to yike.
Like what? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Or at Claremont and UCLA being chased by squirrels.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
That was your fault. That was you.
Wow, really getting chased by squirrels. That was hilarious. Oh my God.
Well, thank you for joining me today. And thank you
for having me.
Yes, of course. And let's thank everyone for listening and be on the lookout for the next installment of Hoops and Chill with Candice Evans.